What's up, everybody? Welcome back to our YouTube channel. I'm Uncle Dad, and you're listening to the Uncle Dad Talk Show. And with me, as always, is my second in command, the tarot certified sexiest man on earth, just Mike. I've heard, in today's recent news, Mike, I've heard that you can do a really good Val Kilmer impression. Can we see that?
Before or after the throat stuff?
Definitely before. We don't want to offend anybody. Come on.
Yeah, I think I just did it, didn't I?
Yeah, you did. Yeah, so Val Kilmer just passed, and this episode's about WonderCon, but we got to talk about Val Kilmer. We did a whole thing. We did a whole episode for David Lynch. I think we can do a little intro for Val Kilmer. Val Kilmer was one of my favorite actors. I mean, he's been in so many things that were just incredible. We just did a thing about Jim Morrison, and he played Jim Morrison.
Yeah, he played him really well too. I want to watch that movie again just because, now Val Kilmer's in my head all the time.
Yeah, he was in a great movie called Wonderland. Have you ever seen that one?
Wonderland was great.
Nice, you've seen it.
Yeah, Salt and Sea.
Yes.
I love that one.
Yeah.
Of course, he was Batman forever.
He was. He forever will be Batman,
Forever will be. Yeah, and his documentary movie that came out a few years ago where his son narrates and sounds just like him. That was so touching, and it just really opened me up. I'm sure a lot of us too, like who he really was. And he's a really sweet, special human, and it's sad that he's gone.
Totally. And a lot of people forget about this movie, but he was in Saint.
The Saint, that's right. Yeah. Yes.
And guess what?
Yep.
Now he's a saint.
Yeah. Who dat? Val Kilmer?
Val Kilmer, baby.
That's right.
Oh, dude,
I'm gonna get a custom Saints jersey, and Val Kilmer is the name on the back.
I love that. Do that, please.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, Val Kilmer. Thank you for the memories, and your movies will live on forever. That's the great thing about this media stuff, is that no matter who you are, your media will live on forever. Even this, right? So for that, thank you. Go watch Val Kilmer now. Anyways, Mike, we just got back from WonderCon, and what a wonderful time WonderCon was. It truly was a wonder.
It should be called Wonderful Con. Makes you wonder.
Makes you wonder indeed. Mike, that was your first WonderCon since when? Since the 80s?
Dang. Wow. Cutting. No. Since 2019, the next year, COVID canceled it, and I just never went back. And so, this is the first time going back since I was last there with a booth in 19. But fun fact, WonderCon was my first big convention I ever did outside of the little SatCons where we met. Yeah, WonderCon in Oakland, not Anaheim.
Wow, way back then, right? Because that was wow, that's awesome. Yeah, so what's interesting too is that was your first big con as a vendor, and now this is like your 10th big con as press?
Something like that, yeah. We've done a lot. I have a list, and every morning I read that list, and by afternoon I forget it.
Good point. So we went to WonderCon, and Mike, man, what a journey that was. That we had arguably some of the best talent we've had, I think, in a long time come on the show for at a con. Not to say all talent is great, but I think we had some legends. You know what I mean? We got to also revisit with some people who hadn't been on the show in a while. Because for those who don't know, and if you're new to the channel, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Mike, you know all about that, right? Tell them to like, comment, and subscribe so they can hear from you.
Like, comment, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Please.
And Mike, I hear later in this intro, you got something to tell them about what they can win.
Do you want me to tell them right now?
No, we'll wait a little bit. Let it tease it.
All right.
So, we got to have, as we celebrate our 5th year, one of our best guests I think we've ever had on the show. They came back on, and they back on in a huge way. We got Casper Van Dien back on from Starship Troopers. I mean, that was our first time meeting him. Like, what did you think, Mike?
Yeah, well, it's funny because, he met us on the podcast online, and we had a great conversation. And it took a minute for him to remember who we were, because I'm sure he talks to 1,000 people, But once it clicked, I felt like we had some good chemistry there. And and he kind of opened up to some stuff at the end of our little talk, which I thought was great. And he's just a dude. He's such a dude. Cool. Just a cool dude.
Just the coolest dude. He's the best vegan chef. Sorry. The best vegan pasta chef in the world. Am I right?
That's right. Yes.
According to us.
We need to make an award for him.
We should.
Yeah.
And then next time we see him at the next con, we'll give it to him. We'll just keep, every time we see him, we'll just keep running a joke that was at this point, for what, 4 years old?
Yeah, and honestly, he nodded that he remembered, but he's probably like, who are these guys? Like, what? I was doing what?
Yeah. Bouncing laptops? What? But if you want to listen to that episode, go to UncleDadTalks.com. You can check it out there. You can even just type in Casper Van Dien, and his name will take you straight to that episode. Isn't that great, Mike?
And just to let everyone know, if they don't remember or know who he is by his name, he was Johnny Rico in Starship Troopers.
Yup. The only good bug is a dead bug. You know what I mean?
That's right. Yeah. And he's done tons of other stuff, but that's what most of us remember him from right off the top of our head, right?
Yeah, and he embraces that so hardcore. Like, he's not ashamed to be like, not that he's a one-trick pony, because he's definitely not. I mean, he's a very talented man. I just think like he knows that, hey, man, people love this movie. It resonates with them, and I'm going to own that. And I think that is something that some people fight with sometimes, but sometimes you just gotta let that happen. You know what I mean? Just let the universe take over. And hey, man, I'm fucking Johnny Rico. Who else can say that? Nobody, as of right now, nobody else.
And we're sitting there talking to him, and someone yells, I don't know what they yelled. Well, there was some back and forth Johnny Rico thing, and people love that movie. And then he's the star of the movie, so it's rightfully so.
Yeah, absolutely. And not only do we have that legend on and returning back, we had a legend that I could tell just Mike over here, the sexiest man on earth, was nervous about. Am I wrong in saying that?
No, I was nervous standing in line waiting to talk to him. And once we first started talking, I was nervous. But then once we started going, like, I mean, he's just a dude, and he's cool, and he's like multifaceted with all these different stories and talents, and he's singing, and he's doing the voice that we all love, and very nice man. Yeah.
And that man we're talking about is no other than the voice of Wolverine, bub. That's right. We're talking about the original Wolverine from the animated series X-Men and X-Men 97, the man, the myth, the legend, Cal Dodd.
That's right.
He also was great. And when you listen to his interview, and just for you guys to know, again, we're going to go a little old school in this episode. The video is going to be here. There'll be some pictures, and then you'll get to hear the audio with the pictures. So we're working on the full transition to the video, but just bear with us, guys.
Yeah.
But yeah, Cal Dodd, what a G, man. And he even sang a little bit of a Total Eclipse of the Heart. Come on, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, who was expecting that? I mentioned the singing thing, and he just took it and went for it. And so, and we got some great Wolverine voice. We got to hear him say, Gene, which is my favorite line, next to "Listen, bub." That's also a great line. Could have had him say that, but yeah, it was great. And I've been thinking about it every day since.
He's not lying, folks. He's not lying.
I'm not lying, actually. I look at the pictures on my phone, too.
It's surreal, man. It's so surreal that we got to. I know. Look, I love that show. I do, but I do think it hit your generation a little bit harder than did mine, because I was still pretty much a kid with the X-Men animated series. Wolverine is responsible. That particular Wolverine is responsible for my favorite action figure I ever owned, and I'll put a picture of it right here, somewhere here. And what that toy was, it was a Wolverine from the animated series that had a film projector in his chest. And you would put these little like reels, I guess, like little like film reels that go in his chest, and you push it in and it snaps into place. And then on the back, there's a dial, and you turn the dial and it would show still shots like projected on the wall of the episode.
I remember seeing those in a package for sale at a convention. Yeah, that's fun. You had that.
I had that. I would love to still own it. Like, if we ever see those at a convention, like, please tell me. I would actually pay some money for that, because that was actually one of my favorite toys I've ever had in my life.
Maybe I know what to look for a Christmas gift for you.
Like, for real, that would mean the world. And it was actually gifted to me for those who know the show well. And if you don't know, go to UncleDadTalks.com and give it a listen. The Unknown Uncle gave it to me.
Oh, yes, Uncle. Everybody loves Unknown Uncle.
Yes, and he is my real uncle.
That's right. Yes.
But yeah, that's one of my favorite toys. Do you have a favorite X-Men toy, or were you too old for that at that point?
Yeah, I didn't have any X-Men toys, but I did see a toy at WonderCon that I had when I was younger, kid.
Whoa.
And it was a Venom and it was in the package. The vendor was selling it, in the package, and it was like $80 or something. But it's a Venom, and he has a little voice pack that you can put on him, and he says 3 things, and one of them is "Die, Spider-Man," and the other one is "I want to eat your brain," and the third one was because that's the sound Venom makes, apparently.
Okay. Okay. Well, did you not buy it?
It was $80.
Good point. Good point. But you know what you did buy, or rather gifted, right?
Yes.
Or whatever you want to say.
Oh, yeah.
We stopped by our good old friends Mondo. If you don't know Mondo Toys, Mondo whatever, Mondo Inc., I guess. They create pop culture goodness. We've actually had a lot of friends and quote unquote family of the show have their art featured with Mondo, such as Urban Aztec, and I'm sure there's others. But Mike, go ahead and tell them what you did.
Yeah, someone gifted this, and I'll show those who are watching on our YouTube channel. It's a cool Rise Up. Yeah, it's a phoenix, and it says "Rise Up." For those who are listening, it's a phoenix, and it says "Rise Up," and it says at the bottom it says Los Angeles, California. And I don't know who the artist is. The artist was on the paper display, and I don't remember. But sorry, artist. But all the proceeds from this shirt go to benefit the Los Angeles firefighters, and they had a hell of a time trying to deal with those fires. So I was happy to get this gifted to me. It's a dope shirt, and help out, for a good cause.
Absolutely, yeah. I think those fires were devastating, man. They really were, and I know a lot of people who were affected by them. So, and for those who lost a lot, we've been playing with an idea about maybe doing some sort of fundraiser, and maybe we will for our 5th anniversary, which is coming up soon. Maybe we'll get back that way. We'll see. But more details to come. Yeah. So. Sorry if you guys hear that in the background. For those who listen to the show as well, and if you don't know, that's our mascot. His name is Cashew, and he is a cat, and a Siamese cat who loves to talk. My apologies, guys.
Have you not fed your cat?
He just ate. That's the problem.
So you're saying thank you?
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, so we had that, but not only did we have those 2 lovely guests, we also did some fun things. We revisited the Expired Eats segment. And if you don't know what Expired Eats is, that's where Mike and I, it used to be just Mike, but now I'm joining him, where Mike eats expired food. But there's a catch. The food has to be based on an IP of some sort. So an example would be Batman cereal. Actually, funny enough, Mike has actually ate Batman Forever cereal with one of our good pals, Brandon Bracamonte, the Bracamonster. So yeah, that was our first Comic-Con together. And if you want to hear that episode, just go to UncleDadTalks.com. So right, yeah. So check this out. We got, and you won't be able to see it, but there'll be a picture of it for sure. We got to eat the privilege, whatever you want to say, to have 1980s, mid 80s Pez from Germany.
No, I think it was from Quebec. So it was like
Quebec. Yes, that's right. It was French. Yeah. That's right.
French Canadian. Different than French.
Yes.
And it's very distinct.
Yeah, and I know things are hot right now in Canada, so you're right.
Yeah, we don't want any more friction with Canada.
We don't, especially not from us knuckleheads. Yeah, so we got to. I found that I bought it for a really good price. It's only $5. Shout out to those vendors. You know who you are. What was really great about this Pez was how well designed it was. It was a nerdy Smurf, or what's it, Brainy Smurf? I think it was, with the glasses.
Brainy.
Yeah, Brainy. Yeah, and it came with 3 flavors, and you'll hear about that later. But just for a little taste, if you will, no pun intended, Mike. What did you think overall?
I thought you were going to chip your tooth on it the way you were biting into it. You bit into it with your 2 front teeth, which I thought was an interesting position, but your teeth are intact, so good, because they were extremely hard.
Yes.
And extremely stale.
Yeah.
And neither of us swallowed.
Appropriately, of course.
I'm sure we would have survived, but who knows what is in French Canadian candy.
Yes, who knows? It's probably healthier, to be honest.
That's true. Actually, it is. There's less dyes and junk.
Exactly. Yeah, so that was cool. Check that out. We have, I think, Mike, do you still have the Pez machine?
Yeah, and I should have it right here with us, but, I just can't remember everything.
You can't remember everything. Hey, well, that was a theme of the trip, let me tell you.
That's right. Yeah. It's the theme of my life now. You just wait, everyone. Wait, what were we talking about?
Exactly. Wait, are we on a podcast right now?
I thought we were just hanging out.
Yeah, right. So not only did we do that, we also got to do, and this is where Mike, you can tell them how they can win something in a second. But we got to talk to Mechanical Cake. Mechanical Cake is a publishing company, and they're putting out a bunch of great comics. But they are presented by the legend Ridley Scott. Now, for those who don't know Ridley Scott, which I would be shocked that you don't know who that is arguably one of the best filmmakers of all time. He's responsible for some of the greatest movies of all time, such as Alien. I was going to say Top Gun, but that's wrong. But I was going to say Alien, and then obviously Gladiator. Like, I'm sure there's more. Sir, is there more?
There's more, but I obviously can't remember anymore right now.
Right, exactly. I don't remember. Yeah. I don't remember. That's it. I don't remember.
No, we're staying with the theme, remember?
Exactly.
Or did you forget?
You remember.
Yeah. Remember?
I think it actually threw me off. So Ridley Scott is working together with Mechanical Cake to put out some really cool books. And one of those books is called Modville. And again, you'll hear all about that in the interview down the line of this episode. But Mike has something for you guys to win. Tell him about it, Mike.
You see this thing I'm holding up. For those who are watching, I'm holding up a print. And for those listening, I'm holding up a print. And it says Ridley Scott, which is really cool, presents Modville. And it's signed by Dave Elliott. And Dave is who is he? The editor? And
he is the publisher.
He's the editor.
He's the publisher.
Publisher and editor of Mechanical Cake. You'll hear, I talked with him for a while, and he really does a great job of breaking down the story of Modville.
Really, really well done.
And what drew us in, and you'll hear in this interview, is it's based in New Orleans, and they have a huge booth. You'll see photos of it, I'm sure, and it looks kind of New Orleans-y, and it's a futuristic New Orleans story. Really great story. And so they were kind enough to give us this poster signed. We also have 2 other posters that are signed by Dave for 2 other books that Mechanical Cake is publishing. One's called Nick. You like the sound of this fresh poster. This one's called Hyde. Guy with a razor.
And when he says Hyde, it's H-Y-D.
Yeah, and so we're doing a giveaway. And so if you comment, like, and or subscribe to our YouTube channel, the comment would be whatever your favorite comic book series was of all time. We're going to pick a winner and give you these 3 signed posters.
That's it, all for free. All you got to do is like, comment, and subscribe. Each action you do gives you 1 entry. We will pick a winner in 1 week from when this episode drops. So just pay attention to when it drops. And 1 week from there, I will then reach out to you. That's it. Nice and easy. And then you'll get those. And Mike himself will ship those out to you directly for free. And if you're lucky, he'll even include a lock of his hair.
Yes, right here. This straw hair. Yeah. Yeah. All you got to do is move those little fingers on your phone and just press some things
or your computer, not just your phone.
Yeah, that's true.
Or your Xbox, or your PlayStation, whatever.
Or anything. Any of these things work. Whatever works.
We just need the subscribers. That's it.
Help us help you.
That's it, right? Help us help you. Mike, am I forgetting anything else in this episode?
Yeah, we talked to a couple other guests. We had someone from the video game Overwatch, which you are a big fan of.
Yeah.
And then we had someone from No Limit Games, not to be confused with No Limit Records, and Mr. Master P.
Yes,
I wish it was, but we had someone who's developing a game with No Limit Games, and we try out a game, and I'm forgetting something.
I introduced Mike to Japanese culture, and they learn about gachapon machines.
Oh yeah, and we did that, and that was fun.
That was very fun. Yeah. Very fun indeed. But yeah, and as far as the Overwatch guests, that's right. We had the voice of Sombra on the show. I'm so excited about that. Overwatch, for those who play games, and I know a lot of you guys do, Sombra is one of the characters from Overwatch 1 and 2, and she is just amazing. She was so nice. Honestly, I was actually really nervous to talk to her because I didn't think she was going to be so willing to do the interview. And then when I asked her, she was like, yeah, let's do it. I was like, awesome.
Yeah, she was great too. She was one of those people that's really active in the interview, and sometimes people are kind of a dud. She was anything but. So yeah, I'm glad we asked.
She was a muy picante.
Ooh, have you been practicing?
I have not. I just tried. Yeah, man, and I think that's really about it. But there's some other little nugs of fun in there, and I know you guys are gonna love it. So again, all you gotta do is just hang out, listen, put your headphones on. If you put your YouTube channel, whatever, however you're doing this right now, and if you're streaming it through Spotify, hey, guess what? We're back on the main channel. Uncle Dad Talks. No more confusion, everybody. No more two different channels. Mike, we're all on one again. How's that feel?
Say no to confusion.
Say no to confusion, indeed. That's right. When you look us up now, go to Uncle Dad Talks. That's all you got to do is type in Uncle Dad space Talks. That's it. No more Uncle Dad Talk show. I'm going to take that off completely. No more confusion on that. All those past episodes will be added to here on this channel. Not this channel on YouTube, but this channel on Spotify. And yeah, but no more confusion, but a little bit.
I'm now completely confused. Would you wear a shirt that said no more confusion?
Yes. Oh, hell yeah, I would.
Maybe I'll make that.
I'll also wear a shirt that says Waffle Party.
Ooh. Will you? Will you?
I will, yeah.
Okay. Good. Does everybody know that I made a shirt that says Waffle Party and the logo of Waffle House? Because if you don't know, now you know, and you can get it on my website, MikeHamptonArt.
That's all you got to do. And with that said, Mike, is there any last words you got?
I mean, what else is there to say? Said it all. Said too much.
Well, there's one more thing we got to say, and that is thank you again for listening, everybody. We are part of our journey on 5 years. We do have a big announcement about it on it. You'll get it here very soon. We are throwing a party. It is on May 17th, and we will have all the details for you very soon. But check this out. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, because when you do, you got a chance. Mike, show them the posters again.
These posters, man, with the knife. Hide. Nick. He's like
He's Santa
warrior
Claus.
in the snow. Oh, he's Santa Claus?
Saint Nick.
He looks like a dragon slayer.
Yeah.
And the big one, Maudville. Yeah.
Each action you do, liking, commenting, and subscribing, gives you one entry to win each of those posters, and you win all 3. All you got to do is do that action. So make sure to do that. And thank you for listening. Thank you for being a part of our journey. And we will see you. We're so close to 5 years, and we hope to see you there. Remember to follow us at UncleDadTalks.com. Follow us at UncleDadTalks on Instagram. And follow Mike at Mike Hampton Art on Instagram as well. And we'll see you all next week. But remember, we're not uncles, we're not dads. We're just someone you can talk to. Hey, hello. Gotta get back in character. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. What's up, everybody? Uncle Dad here, hanging out with the one and only, the man, the myth, the legend, the one I like to call Broham. Give it up for Mike Hampton.
Or just Mike.
Or just Mike, indeed. We're here live at Anaheim, quote-unquote live, at Anaheim/WonderCon, the home and birthplace of Disneyland.
It is the birthplace of Disneyland, and it's grown quite exponentially.
We're actually hanging out with Walt Disney right now.
Yeah, his head's right here in a glass jar. You won't hear him say anything, but he is with us. Yeah, that sounded great.
I tried. That was a spooky sound, I know. But we're not here going to Disneyland because we don't have time for that. But we're here to cover WonderCon. Mike, tell me, how excited are you for WonderCon?
Well, it's been several years since I've been to WonderCon. It's also my first time covering WonderCon as press. I'll be here for the first time ever without a booth.
Wow. How does that feel?
I don't know yet because we haven't gone in the actual convention hall. Yeah. Listeners, that was fun to know, right?
Great detail.
Yeah, so we'll have to check in later on how it feels. But so far, I feel great.
You look great.
Thanks, man. I've been working on myself all morning.
Yeah, I know. I saw what you ate. But without further ado, we'll be right back. Please, again, thank you for joining us. This is our first time at WonderCon. And remember, Mike, this is the road to 5-year anniversary. And we wouldn't be here if people like you listening were not here. So just thank you so much for listening, and thank you for being a part of that. And thank you for allowing us to keep the numbers up so that we can come to events like this. Right, Mike?
Please keep listening to the entire episode.
And they should also be sure to like, comment, subscribe on our YouTube.
Like, comment, and subscribe.
That's the only place you can listen to this right now. Right now we're focusing big time on YouTube. Is that right, Mike?
That's what I've heard, yeah.
You just show up and work, right?
Yeah, I just show up and I say, okay.
All right, buddy, we'll be right back after this lovely break. What's up, everybody? Uncle Dad here, hanging out with somebody who's so cool, has some of the coolest hair in the business. Let's give it up for J.P. Carliak. Did I say that right?
You did. Glad to be here.
I thought it was going to give me cardiac arrest, to be honest, because I'm always so nervous about saying last names. He knows. He'll tell you I just am not the best at it.
At least he tried, because sometimes he'll just say the first name,
And then
or just say nothing, and then it's awkward.
Exactly. So you are arguably in one of the coolest, most popular shows in the world right now.
Yeah.
You are in X-Men 97. You are the voice of Morph. Just right out of the bat, how did you get there, and what was that journey like?
Yeah, I mean, it was just an audition, just like any other. It was codenamed. I feel like the code name was like Steve or something like that for the character. It was, but as soon as you read it, you immediately got like, oh, this is X-Men. So, just auditioned for it, had a callback, and it was pretty ordinary because we booked it. We started recording during lockdown, so you really don't get the gravity of the situation until it came out, and then there was the premiere, and all of the fans, and it really just escalated from just being something I was recording from home.
Yeah, isn't that crazy? Like, you don't realize the work you put into it. Then when it comes out, you're like, oh my gosh, this is like a real deal phenomenon, right? I mean, like, I didn't expect this show to be as big as it was. And it was just humongous. Like, it just, this guy won't stop talking about it.
Well, I was a big fan of the original X-Men cartoons. So did you watch those, or were you into that at all when you were younger?
I actually didn't watch the animated series the first time around. It was on Fox Kids in the afternoon, and by the time I got home from school, I would plop on the couch. I would see the end credits, and then I would watch Power Rangers because that was my jam. But I really got into the X-Men movies when they started coming out, and then I sort of retroactively went back. I was like, oh, okay, this is where it all came from. So I got there eventually.
When you got to be a part of this project and you got to see the success of it, does it still to this day feel like surreal or unreal at all? Like, or do you just like, man, I knew it was going to be this big kind of thing?
No, I had no idea. I mean, I knew I was stepping into a big property, but, as with anything that's a continuation or a reboot or whatever, you never know. Is it gonna hit the mark of what the fans are expecting? And we're just so lucky that this was it. But yeah, I do pinch myself a lot about it. I think a lot of it also just has to do with, like, Morph's the first non-binary superhero to be on TV, and to have that responsibility and to see how much fan impact that has, like, to meet all sorts of queer people who just feel represented by a character who we never say it on the show. Like, it's never brought up, but it's just that in those intangible, authentic qualities that are baked in the voicing, the writing, that just makes it feel really real without having to do a quote-unquote very special episode about it, Yeah,
it's like you didn't really have, it's not like they had to hit it over the head, right? It just is part of it. Like, I didn't even think about that until you said that. But yeah, it makes perfect sense, and it's great that it's represented in such a way that it's just woven in organically.
Yeah. And I mean, it's the same type of thing about, what Holly Chow brings to Jubilee or Allison Seeley Smith brings to Storm. It's those little subtleties that they bring that authenticity and that relevance to diverse communities, that even whether you're a part of those communities or not, you feel it. It's like, if you saw Black Panther, you don't have to know or be a part of, the Black community to know that, oh, there's something about this that just feels really real, even though it's a fictitious country, yeah.
I love that, because for me, a big part of, like, even why we do the show, representation matters in all forms.
Totally.
What doesn't matter what it is, just it matters. And I think you standing by that is just absolutely, it means a lot. Like, I'm not a part of that community, but I support a lot of people who are a part of that community. Sure. And I think that it's such a beautiful thing that you are a part of that. So just thank you for saying that. Thank you for being a part of that. And before I wrap up, Mike, any last words?
How much of the original Morph did you study and pull into your version of Morph?
Sure. I think because Morph wasn't in so much of the original series, there wasn't as much expectation that he was going to be a dead-on sound-alike as, maybe something like Cyclops, where it's all over it. So they were pretty specific about the laugh. They wanted the laugh, but that was it. So for me, because I personally identify with Morph so much as being the comic relief in the room, using their humor to sort of mask a lot of the trauma that they've been through. I was like, and also being the character that changes into all other characters. I was like, you know what? I don't feel the need to put on an extra coat of wax on this. Like, just my voice is enough, and just go from there, and just let it just build organically by itself. So yeah, that's all I did.
So, who would Morph ever transform into the Boss Baby?
I mean, I'm sure that's more of a question for legal than it is for me. But
Can Morph transform into Boss Baby on this segment?
Can that happen right now?
I mean, I think it could absolutely happen. I am the Boss Baby. I am sending my lawyers to negotiate some IP and residuals and royalties.
That's very good. All right, JP, where can our audience learn more about you and connect with you, all that good stuff?
Absolutely. You can find me on my website, jpcarliak.com, or on Instagram at jpcarliak. It's a unique name, so I pretty much have the lockdown on it.
I like it. Go check it out. We'll be back after this beautiful break. What's up, everybody? Hanging out here with Just Mike at the Gashapon machine area.
I'm still here. Huh.
Christopher Walken. I don't know.
I can't do Christopher Walken.
I wish you guys saw his face, because he was like, his face got stuck for a second.
It's like, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm not going to embarrass myself any more than I already have on this episode. So, but
You hear that? You hear that clean? You hear that?
You guys hear that?
What is that?
Coins.
What kind of coin?
Gosh Kapan.
Gashapon coins. That's right. Mike, do you know what a gashapon is?
A Gosh Kapan.
Okay, a gashapon is a Japanese little. Do you remember being a kid and you would go to the grocery store and you would throw like 50 cents in, and then you would turn the little machine on the knob on the machine, and then it would give you like a little egg that had like candy or whatever in?
Yeah, like a sticky hand that you throw against the wall, or a googly thing that rolls down the wall, or a football helmet.
Or football? Yeah, wow, yeah, I remember that with the little, yeah. So imagine that, except way better, because the Japanese know how to do it right. We're here at the Gashapon, basically like official shop museum, and what's really cool about it is that, Mike, how many products do you probably see here?
Like how many machines with products in them?
Yes. Give me a number, roughly.
75?
Sure. I think you might be right. Maybe even 100.
Maybe even 100.
And if you look at the items, Mike, come walk with me. These are not like little cheap items. I mean, they are, but not in the same way. Look at this, still waiting for you, bread. Look at the bread.
You can get a piece of bread.
Look at the little squishy sumo man.
A squeezed sumo man.
Don't you want that?
A miniature pen light. Nana's green tea. Kirby light up bracelet.
Do you know Kirby?
People love Kirby.
Do you know who Kirby is, or Jack Kirby only?
I know Kirby. I played that game when I was.
Okay. So there is a huge amount of them. So what we're going to do here is, Mike, we're going to pick, three random machines, and we're going to see what we get. And so when we get to those machines, I'll hop back on, and we'll record it and all that fun stuff.
It'll be like Christmas.
And what I'm going to do is, and hopefully Mike agrees, with whatever we get, we'll do a giveaway.
Unless it's something that I want to keep.
Of course.
Yes, of course.
All right, we'll be right back. I'm waiting for Mike to get here.
Which one are you going to do?
We're going to do the Bear Brick, because we do, we go to DesignerCon, and we love DesignerCon. We're friends with Metacom, so we got to celebrate Metacom and get a special charm edition of the Bear Brick. What do you think?
Yeah, we can add it to the collection.
The collection, indeed. All right, Mike, I'm going to pop these in. We're going to do 1, 2, and we're going to give it a turn. Let's see what happens here. All right, Mike. Mike, may you hold the mic? Yeah. Mike, hold yourself.
Yes, yeah. Whoa, this is so meta. All right, so it's an orange ball.
All right, here we go. Ready?
And he's popping it open, folks. Pop that ball. He can't get it open. There he is. Just takes a little patience.
Oh. Look at that. We got the orange one.
Orange ball?
Fucking dope, dude. I love that. Look at that. Whoa.
It's a little bear. So it's an orange ball that opens with a package of an orange bear.
That's also in a package.
It's also in a package
Whoa. All right, now. Ballception. It's ballception. All right.
That's
Mike,
right.
we got to find yours, and we'll be right back. All right, so Mike, you found your machine, and I think it's very cute, the one you found.
Well, I wanted the Sprite one, but they're sold out.
No.
Yeah, they have like a machine with just things that look like little Sprite containers.
And nothing?
They're out.
That sucks, man. Well, second best is?
Second thing I picked is Super Mario.
So you want a personal marker charm?
Personal marker charm.
Yeah, so you mark your personal.
Yeah, so I can mark things and people know it's mine.
Exactly. Okay, so let's see. Mike, go ahead and put it in there.
Putting it in. 1, 2. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. It's not a lucky machine.
All right. Opening.
Oh, it's a tiny one. Your balls are small.
Yeah, what's smaller than yours?
I got big balls, I know.
All right. Open.
Okay. Oh, you got a Shy Guy.
I'm Shy Guy.
You're actually, that's who you're cosplaying today, is a Shy Guy.
Look, he's got a red hood and shirt and blue shoes. He is kind of like me.
Wow, you're a Shy Guy.
See how that works?
Wow. And that's it.
And the balls are a little harder to open than you would expect. You're right. So
Yes.
I apologize for making fun of you on air.
That's okay. My feelings are hurt, I promise. But please, go check out Bandai and go check out their website. You can actually find out all this cool stuff at Gashapon Bandai official shop. These are great because if you go to Japan, Mike, these are all outside the convenience stores. You can just, and they cost much less, just so you know. But they are such a treat because you never know what you're going to get. And there's some high-quality stuff, I think. Way better than when we were kids.
And you know, the amount of different IPs that they have here is amazing. I don't know. I didn't think it would be all the Kirby, Sprite, Mario, Moomin, Peanuts, what else?
Nikon.
Godzilla, what he said. Yeah, so it's just a lot of different stuff.
So go check it out. We have one more coin, but that's going to be a secret. What's up, everybody? Uncle Dad is here, and he is very tired. Mike, tell him why I'm so tired.
You want me to tell him why you're tired?
Yes, please.
I think you're tired because you just spent the last several hours waiting in line for an autograph, and that's exhausting.
It is. It is. I know it's not real work. I know it's not working out. But I got to tell you, Mike, we do hard-hitting journalism here. And hard-hitting journalism means I got to wait in line for 3 hours to get an autograph from the original founder of Funko Pop. His name is Funmaker Mike.
Funmaker? Do you know his last name?
His name is Funmaker Mike.
We're just not going to worry about the last name.
Not today, no.
Yes, in proper form, no last names.
No last names. No last names, that's right. No last names, no wire hangers. Let's see if you get that reference.
Yeah, I don't get it.
Okay. Yeah, go.
Some Medea movie, right?
No.
No, I don't know.
Okay, well, for those of you who know, I love you. Anyways, so Mike, I got to meet Mike, and sweet guy. I'll post a picture of it, see what everybody says and thinks. He signed a Freddy the Farmer Funko Pop for me. That was incredible. I believe in sustainability. I believe in farming. I believe in, getting your provisions from the land.
Do you believe in lettuce?
I sure do.
Because the guy's holding lettuce.
He sure is, and a strawberry.
Oh, I missed the strawberry. It's like a little...
Let me tell you about it.
Kale. Kale, yeah.
Yeah, sorry guys. Uncle Dad is a little all over the place right now, but he'll recoup. So if you guys have noticed, because we like to keep it real here, that one interview we mentioned hasn't happened yet. So hopefully it still happens.
It's in the works. We've done some. I think part of why you may be exhausted is mentally while you were waiting in line, standing, sitting, moving, standing, sitting, moving, talking to the people next to you in line. I didn't realize it was for 3 hours. That you're also working, emailing publicists and the people who control this unnamed guest that hopefully we get while you're doing those things. So you're doing multiple things while you're up there.
That's what happens when you're the CEO.
Yeah. You're emailing, you're responding, you're typing, you're writing, you're standing, you're sitting, you're talking, you're walking, you're
wanging, you're chugging,
you're thinking, you're blinking, you're doing it all.
Hey, there's nothing left to do.
You've probably done too much.
All right, everybody, we'll be right back. All right, everybody, Uncle Dad here, hanging out with Just Mike. Just Mike, say hello.
Just saying hello.
Just saying hello, indeed. We are hanging out with arguably one of our most iconic guests we've ever had on the show.
to celebrate our road to 5 years. Let's give it up for the man, the myth, the legend, and the still. When we first met, I called you the sexiest one we ever had on the show. Still the sexiest one on our show. Let's give it up for Casper Van Dien. What's up, man?
I appreciate that, man. I like that. It's a good title to have, not bad. You could have said vegan pasta chef, but instead you say, sexiest man alive or whatever. One of them things.
Yeah, and if you don't know that reference, go back and listen to that episode. Mike, we're back. What's up with this? It's exciting.
Yeah, I mean, I wish I could remember the episode number that it was on, but, we can't remember such things. We can't remember where we mail such things or
The hat story. I would remember having a cool ass hat like the ones you make, because they're pretty dope, bro.
Thanks a lot, Mike.
Yeah, well, you also could have arguably the best hair on our podcast as well.
The best hair.
The compliments. I got to do this show more often. That's what I got to say. I mean, it's just rolling out. And the best vegan chef you ever had on your show, too, right?
Yeah, exactly.
You got to go with that one. I know that's an episode back, flashback, but callback, but we got to go with that, too. Even though my wife's much better at it than me.
You had said that last time, too. Okay. All right, so let's talk about, you have a new movie that just came out, Guns for Redemption. Let's talk about that real quick. Can you give us a little, little summary of that film?
Guns of Redemption is, I play a character named Luke who is trying to make up for some of the things he's done wrong in the past, which, as men, we've done a lot of things that we always have deep regrets about, and he's trying to make amends and try to become a better person, and he's trying to outlive the demons that he's gone through. He also fought for the South, which isn't always the best thing, but then he has to help recover some women, help rescue them, and I'm fighting against Jeff Fahey and his crew. And then also Sean Astin is in it, and he's like a great guy. And I did the most horse riding I gotten to do in any film, and I'm a horse person, and I ride horses, so that was awesome. I got to ride with this guy, Wilder Smith, who's been on a lot of different shows and everything, but he's a real cowboy, and we just rode all over, and it was just so much fun. So it's out right now. It's getting great reviews, and I'm loving it.
That's amazing. So now he's also the best horse rider we've ever had on the show as well.
Yeah. You're earning a lot of awards on this little segment we have right now. So
let's call it. What is called?
Best of the best. Best of the best. Yes, there we go.
Exactly. So Mike, one of the things I want to talk about with Casper, because we all love this movie, is Starship Troopers. Of course, we know, right? But Starship Troopers just had a game come out, and you are very involved in that community. What was that journey like, and how are you loving the reception of it?
So I've done 2 voiceovers. I did one for Starship Troopers Continuum, which is a 3-person VR game, which is like a retro game, being in it. It's very cool. I've loved that. And I stream it sometimes on my Twitch, which is just Casper Van Dien on Twitch. But then I also play Starship Troopers Extermination all the time, which is a 16-person shooter. And it's just a blast. It's like being in the movie, because when you kill the bugs, they don't disappear. They start piling up and crawling over each other, just like the movie. And I go out, I have 15 people that come up on Twitch, and they just queue up with me, and then we go out and kill the bugs, and then we go on different missions, and then I come back, kick them out, and we get 15 more people to queue up, and people are like, I can't believe I'm killing bugs with the General. And I'm like, yeah, you're killing bugs with the General. Let's do it. Let's kill them all. I just do it because I saw the game, and I was, this is awesome. And when my wife is watching The Bachelor or one of them shows like that, I'm gonna go, instead of watching a Western, which I watch 10 times now, I go play video games again, because my kids are all grown, so I can.
That's amazing. Imagine growing up having the ability to play that game with Casper Van Dien. We didn't get that chance.
You guys do now.
We didn't get any chance. Yeah.
We do now. You're right. They're right. How does anybody connect with you to make that happen?
Well, they just got to go on the Twitch channel, which is Casper Van Dien. In the game, I play as General J. Rico, so everybody knows they're running with the General. And there's some cool things happening soon with that. So, but in all my games, I'm that. But it's just on my Twitch, it's just Casper Van Dien, and the queue system is set up with my mods. It's all randomly picked. But if you don't get picked, you can go and say to them, "Hey guys, I haven't gotten in yet, and I can't wait for my turn." And somebody who's already run with me always steps out. It's a great community. I don't like the toxicity of like some games. I'm not going to name any, but where people are mean and cruel to each other. I never understood that. I go there because I want to have fun. So if anybody is like that, they're immediately kicked, banned for life. I don't have any grace period.
I love that. Mike, we're going to wrap up here, but any last words?
Do you ever think that you would do like a vegan pasta cooking online event where you could invite people on to like show them how to do the best cooking?
I have not thought about that, but that would be a fun thing to do with my wife. She's a much better cook. I don't know if she would do it, but she's But it would be fun to do that. It would be fun to cook some vegan food online. I love it. I love being a vegan. I love this opportunity I've had. So
I love that.
But would you wear your Starship Troopers helmet while cooking?
Yeah, this is somebody gave this to me today.
Oh, wow.
I don't actually have my helmet. I don't have any of the stuff from there. Some of the cast were lucky enough. I think they asked for stuff and people gave it to them. I forgot to ask.
That happens, man. We forget. So I also want to throw one little thing out. When we last had you on, we talked about salvage Marines. Yeah. Now, I want to say this. I watched that show a bunch now since we've talked, and I really mean this. That show was so brilliant and fun for when it came out, and I really wish it would have continued. Maybe it was the streaming service, I don't know, but that was such an awesome thing. Both of you guys were awesome, yeah.
It wasn't the streaming service. They were amazing. It's one of the producers wasn't. I don't know how to say it. He just wasn't one of the best producers, and he messed up in a couple of things, and that's why it didn't go on. It would have gone on with the actors we had and a couple of the producers and the director we had. It could have been something more, but somebody didn't do right, in my opinion.
That's probably the most Buddhist way of responding to that question. So, well, yes.
I don't like to be cruel, but I've only that one was hard because I really believe we put our heart and soul into it, and I believe that there could have been more effort by a certain person if he had taken the money that he was supposed to and put it into the show that he was supposed to. Then I think it would have done better, but he did not. I don't know where that money went. I have my opinions, but I know it didn't go into the show.
That's such a bummer because it was such a brilliant show, and I still recommend it to people all the time. Like, you guys got to check it out. If you can find it, check it out. It's so great.
Well, I stream like I said, when I'm streaming Starship Troopers, I have a whole bunch of military guys that come in, and a whole bunch of them talk to me about that show and how much they love it and everything like that, and they say it's like real. And I go, well, that's awesome because it's not, but I understand what they're saying. They're like, the relationships between us was real and were real between the characters and things. So that was the actors. They were awesome, and the director, that was awesome. There's just one person. There was just one bad egg, just one.
It just takes one, Mike.
Then you have to throw the whole dozen away.
Yeah, okay. All right. Casper, where can our audience learn more about you and connect with you, all that good stuff?
Well, I'm just Casper Van Dien on Instagram and Facebook and on Twitch.
That easy. Go check him out. Thank you again, and we'll be right back. What's up, everybody? Uncle Dad here, hanging out with Just Mike. Just Mike, say hello.
I'm just saying hello.
Just saying hello indeed. We're checking out something very cool. Honestly, without this man, there wouldn't be comics, in my opinion. What do you think?
Well, there wouldn't be the comics as we know them today. Yeah.
That is true. That is very true. We are going to speak with Rand, who is part of the Jack Kirby Museum and Research Center. Let's get into Rand. Rand, how are you?
Just saying hello.
Okay, I like it. You got your back.
Stole my line.
Rand, so tell us who you are and what you do with the museum.
So I founded the Jack Kirby Museum 20 years ago. I got John Morrow from Tomorrow's Publishing, and thankfully Lisa Kirby, Jack's daughter, was founding directors of the museum. We've been, as I said, we've been going for 20 years now. We support scholars, exhibitors, publishers. We sell merchandise. We scan original art. We have almost 8,000 pages of Jack Kirby's original art scanned in our digital archive. We have 7,200. Did I say what did I say? How many hundreds?
7,200.
72.
I concur. Yeah.
Yes, all right. All right, good. Well, just wanted to make sure. So the Kirby family also had photocopies of Jack's pencils. Like at some point, I think in the 74 or 73 or something, he got like an 11 by 17 copier machine. So they used to, when he would finish drawing the pages, they would run them like through the automatic document feeder in a Xerox machine. So we have almost 7,200 of those scanned as well in our digital archive. Again, that's to support our effort to get out there and promote Jack as the amazing creator that he is, and again, working with publishers, curators, scholars to, help them with their material.
Wow, Mike, I know you got something to ask.
Yeah, well, so, I mean, like, obviously Jack Kirby, for those who don't know, who are listening, Jack Kirby created or co-created many of the characters that we all know and love today, and influenced endless amounts of artists. Some of my favorite, Bruce Timm, just to name one, right? And so the Jack Kirby Museum, so whatever you guys bring in, does that go to the Jack Kirby estate, or how does it, what is the circle?
Pay the bills. We are our own corporation. We're a 501c3 nonprofit. So we have a storage unit, basically, where our collection and our archive is. So if nothing else, we need to pay those bills. Then, a lot of times we come to these conventions, the wonderful people at Comic-Con International who set up WonderCon, they provide us with free space, which is just awesome, and they do the same at San Diego. So we're very thankful to them for offering that to us. So we get to come to the show, but we have to pay our airfare and our hotel room. So we raise money over the year. We have an online store. We come here. We sell items, and that's what we're doing just to stay alive.
Yeah, and when you also spread the word of Jack Kirby, to those who don't know, right? And I look at your table and behind the booth, and I've got this shirt, I've got this print, I've got that sticker, I've got the Odyssey poster there. You guys have amazing stuff for sale, and I love that you keep the name, and the essence of what Jack Kirby is alive, and educate people on who he was and how important he was to the comic book industry. Yeah,
we do. Yeah, that's what we're up to. Yeah, it's great to be set up at a place like this and just meet people and talk about Jack, and obviously the big characters that people know from the Avengers and the Hulk and Captain America and the Fantastic Four movies coming out. So these are all Jack Kirby characters. So it's just great to be able to let people know that that's the drawing board they came off of was Jack's.
Absolutely amazing. You guys both said it very well. Before I wrap up here, I want to ask you, what are your top 3 Jack Kirby characters?
Top 3 in no order. Okay. Commandy, Last Boy on Earth.
Nice.
That is my, when is the golden age of comics? When you're 12.
Whatever that is, yes.
Whatever that is, yeah.
12. That's true. And that was Commandy, Last Boy on Earth. I was 12, and that was it. Okay. Fantastic Four. I really, really big Fantastic Four. And I really like the Forever People.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I really like the Forever People. Yeah.
Okay, those are good choices. Mike, any last words?
Well, I would say, of all the movies that have come out, I've always thought that Commandy, Last Boy on Earth would be an awesome movie, and to come out. Do you or have you heard any talks of such movie that you can sneakily say?
I have not heard anything.
Oh, well,
You tried.
we hope, yeah.
Rand, can you tell our audience where they can connect and learn more about the Jack Kirby Museum?
Oh yeah, well I've been putting a lot of effort into the YouTube channel for the last few years since the pandemic. So check out Jack Kirby Museum on YouTube. But that is also our handle on Instagram and Blue Sky and Facebook. And we have a website at kirbymuseum.org.
Awesome. Go check it out. Go support and go learn about the arts and the importance of Jack Kirby. We'll be right back, everybody. What's up, everybody? Uncle Dad here, hanging out with Just Mike. Just Mike, say hello.
I'm just saying hello.
Just saying hello indeed. We're checking out something very cool. Honestly, without this man, there wouldn't be comics, in my opinion. What do you think?
Well, there wouldn't be the comics as we know them today, yeah.
That is true. That is very true. We are going to speak with Rand, who is part of the Jack Kirby Museum and Research Center. Let's get it for Rand. Rand, how are you?
Just saying hello.
Okay, I like it. You got your back.
Stole my line.
Rand, so tell us who you are and what you do with the museum.
So I founded the Jack Kirby Museum 20 years ago. I got John Morrow from Tomorrow's Publishing, and thankfully Lisa Kirby, Jack's daughter, was founding directors of the museum. We've been, as I said, we've been going for 20 years now. We support scholars, exhibitors, publishers, We sell merchandise. We scan original art. We have almost 8,000 pages of Jack Kirby's original art scanned in our digital archive. We have 7,200. Did I say what? What did I say? How many hundreds?
7,200.
72.
I concur. Yeah.
All right. All right. Good. Well, just wanted to make sure. So the Kirby family also had photocopies of Jack's pencils. Like at some point, I think in the 74 or 73 or something, he got like an 11 by 17 copier machine. So they used to, when he would finish drawing the pages, they would run them like through the automatic document feeder in a Xerox machine. So we have almost 7,200 of those scanned as well in our digital archive. Again, that's to support our effort to get out there and promote Jack as the amazing creator that he is, and again, working with publishers, curators, scholars to, help them with their material.
Wow, Mike, I know you got something to ask.
Yeah, well, so, I mean, like, obviously Jack Kirby, for those who don't know, who are listening, Jack Kirby created or co-created many of the characters that we all know and love today, and influenced endless amounts of artists. Some of my favorite, Bruce Timm, just to name one, right? And so the Jack Kirby Museum, so whatever you guys bring in, does that go to the Jack Kirby estate, or how does it, what's the circle?
Pay the bills. We are our own corporation. We're a 501c3 nonprofit. So we have a storage unit, basically, where our collection and our archive is. So if nothing else, we need to pay those bills. Then, a lot of times we come to these conventions, the wonderful people at Comic-Con International who set up WonderCon, they provide us with free space, which is just awesome, and they do the same at San Diego. So we're very thankful to them for offering that to us. So we get to come to the show, but we have to pay our airfare and our hotel room. So we raise money over the year. We have an online store. We come here. We sell items, and that's what we're doing just to stay alive.
Yeah, and when you also spread the word of Jack Kirby, to those who don't know, right? And I look at your table and behind the booth, and I've got this shirt, I've got this print, I've got that sticker, I've got the Odyssey poster there. You guys have amazing stuff for sale, and I love that you keep the name, and this the essence of what Jack Kirby is alive, and educate people on who he was and how important he was to the comic book industry. Yeah,
we do. Yeah, that's what we're up to. Yeah, it's great to be set up at a place like this and just meet people and talk about Jack, and obviously the big characters that people know from the Avengers and the Hulk and Captain America and the Fantastic Four movies coming out. So these are all Jack Kirby characters. So it's just great to be able to let people know that that's the drawing board they came off of was Jack's.
Absolutely amazing. You guys both said it very well. Before I wrap up here, I want to ask you, what are your top 3 Jack Kirby characters?
Top 3 in no order. Okay. Commandy, Last Boy on Earth.
Nice.
That is my, when is the golden age of comics? When you're 12.
Whatever that is, yes.
Whatever that is, yeah.
12. That's true. And that was Commandy, Last Boy on Earth. I was 12, and that was it. Okay. Fantastic Four. I really, really big Fantastic Four. And I really like the Forever People.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I really like the Forever People. Yeah.
Okay, those are good choices. Mike, any last words?
Well, I would say, of all the movies that have come out, I've always thought that Commandy, Last Boy on Earth would be an awesome movie, and, to come out. Do you or have you heard any talks of such movie that you can sneakily say?
I have not heard anything.
Oh, well,
You tried.
we hope, yeah.
Rand, can you tell our audience where they can connect and learn more about the Jack Kirby Museum?
Oh yeah, well I've been putting a lot of effort into the YouTube channel for the last few years since the pandemic. So check out Jack Kirby Museum on YouTube. But that is also our handle on Instagram and Blue Sky and Facebook. And we have a website at kirbymuseum.org.
Awesome. Go check it out. Go support and go learn about the arts and the importance of Jack Kirby. We'll be right back, everybody. All right, Uncle Dad here, hanging out with Just Mike in his very sexy jacket. What's up, man?
Just trying to keep up with you, man.
Keep up with me, okay, yeah. Well, we got somebody even cooler with us, a legend, if you will. That's right, a legend in the world of Overwatch, that's for sure. The voice of Sombra, Carolina Ravassa?
Yes.
Okay, did I get that right?
You got it. Yeah.
So how do I say the character name? Sombra or Sombra?
Well, in Spanish it's Sombra, so I guess like a direct translation in English would be Sombra, but you can say Sombra. I'll forgive you. Yeah.
Thank you. So I don't speak Spanish, and both my parents are from Michoacan, and I failed them.
You didn't fail them, but you know, if you want to practice a little bit, you can like work on her ultimate apagando las luces.
Okay.
Or you can like listen to some of her Spanish voice lines and like mess with them.
Okay. So what is your favorite phrase to say ever in that game?
There's a lot of them and they vary, but I do like oh pobrecito. I say that when I say pobrecita, it's to trace her. I'm kind of like saying like poor thing, you suck.
My parents tell me that too.
People. Yeah, exactly. Poor little thing, basically.
Yeah, I know how that goes. I was raised that way.
But I love everything can be hacked and everyone.
Yes. Oh my gosh. You just gave me chills right now. Oh, okay. Yes. Yeah. So I can't tell you. This game is one of those games, Overwatch, that has truly, probably literally saved my life in many ways. Like I've been through a lot of weird things in my life, a lot of heavy, dramatic trauma.
Yeah.
And I gotta tell you, that game is always constant in my life. Even if I take like a few days off or a few months off playing it, I will always go back. And your character is actually one of my main characters that I play. And then maybe it's because, also representation of who we are and all that great stuff. And I think it's hard to find that representation in gaming, especially as a Hispanic person. It's hard.
Yeah.
And so thank you just for doing that. So my question to you is, what has that journey been like, being like the holder of the Hispanic online gaming world? Because I feel like you're one of the icons of that.
Thank you. That's a big responsibility. I mean, I think I was just really happy and lucky that Sombra was the first Hispanic hero in Overwatch, and at the time, most Latino characters were illegal and doing bad stuff and killing people and whatever. I mean, look, Sombra's part of Talon, so she's still dark, but so I feel very honored to be included in that and be able to represent Latinos. I love when Latinos come up, especially Mexican people saying like, oh my God, my mom watches me play. She loves the Spanish lines. It's really cool. But now I feel like, Apex Legends, Valorant, Marvel Rivals, they all have diversity of characters. I play Reyes in Valorant. She's Brazilian. Other games are coming out. I play other characters in that are also Hispanic. So I feel like more and more we get more characters like Venture. She's amazing. They're amazing.
Yes.
And yeah, so more and more I think we're seeing it at like Loba in Apex. I'm trying to think of the other ones. Reyna in Valorant. So it's happening more and more, and I'm just happy to be a part of it.
Yes, Mike, I know you got something to say.
Well, I was going to ask you if she plays one of your top 3 characters in the game. It sounds like you already answered that.
Yes, I did already answer that. Good question, though. Good question. Thanks, Mike.
Yeah, I'm always that. What's the Sombra?
Yeah.
Is that one of your top 3 characters that you've voiced?
Yes, she's the first one that got me on the Comic-Con scene because that was the first. I'd never been to a Comic-Con until I did BlizzCon when Sombra was announced, and then I was like, whoa, so now I've been to tons of cons, and they're super fun. And then Reyes is the other one in Valorant. Those two are kind of my favorites and closest to my heart. And like you said, you went through a lot of tough stuff. Sombra came out, and 2 months later, my boyfriend of 10 years broke my heart. So I was going through the darkest time of my life. Imagine a 10-year relationship. And then, so I started going to cons, and I would cry on the planes. I would cry in the hotel room. But then I'd show up and just be, like, so excited to meet gamers and fans and part of the community. And so they would give me energy, and I would give them energy, and we just gave each other love. And, like, I didn't talk about my private life at the time, but I feel like Overwatch also sort of weirdly saved me because it got me out of the house, it got me meeting people, and then slowly you just kind of move forward. And it gave me the Overwatch family. I'm really close to a lot of the voice actors in Overwatch. Symmetra is my closest, and I just feel eternally grateful to the game for giving me like a reason to, get out of bed. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. And
so I get it when fans say that, yeah.
Totally, and your story is almost the same as mine. That same thing happened to me, but some would say it was a reverse Chasing Amy, for those who know. Anyways.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But, just before we wrap up, You like to eat, yeah? You like good food?
To eat, yeah.
What are your top 3 Mexican dishes?
Oh my God, I love a good tacos birria. Because like the dipping them in that sauce, like oh my God, it's so good. Any kind of tacos, really. Avocado is my favorite fruit. I have an avocado tree. I eat an avocado every day. So anything with avocado, like it's like a Mexican thing, you know. I mean, I would just say hot sauce, but quesadilla, a good quesadilla when you're hungover. Oh,
I love that. How much? What's the most you would pay for a quesadilla?
oh my God. I mean,
At a lot of
tell
restaurants.
me it's like really good. Oh, at restaurants they're like $15, you know.
You think that's worth it?
I mean, no, but we're in America. We don't have a choice.
Ain't that the truth, Mike?
You know?
What depends on what's in the quesadilla.
Just cheese and a tortilla. $15.
No, that should be like 5. But at restaurants it's like 15, and then add chicken 21, and you're like, what? I mean, yes, it's ridiculous.
Yes.
I can make a quesadilla at home, but if I'm out and I'm in the mood, I'm gonna get a quesadilla.
And that's where we're at. Okay. Where can our audience learn more about you, connect with you, and all your great stuff?
So I'm doing a really cool thing now. On my TikTok, it's Carolina Ravassa. I am just every day I'm telling a fun story about recording a specific voice line. So you'll hear how some of the Overwatch lines came to be, how fans have suggested them, and then I tell the devs, and they say, "Oh yeah, let's do it." So it's just little like 1-minute videos where I'm telling stories, and that's really fun. So TikTok, but everything usually is like Carolina Ravassa or Ravassa, and you'll find it easily. Yeah.
I love that. Before we go, can we get one voice line that you don't normally say as your character?
Oh, I'm really dying for this one. You're killing me, Smalls.
And we'll be right back after this break.
I quote movies.
All right, everybody. Uncle Dad here, hanging out with Just Mike. Just Mike, say hello.
Oh man, hello.
I know, Mike, you are probably burning with excitement right now. Some would say raging with excitement right now. You tell our audience who we're talking to right now.
Well, we are talking to one of the most iconic cartoon superhero voices ever. One of my top 3, definitely. Kevin Conroy's Batman is also in that top 3. He's nodding his head. Mr. Cal Dodd, who is the voice of Wolverine in both X-Men the Animated Series and X-Men 97. Cal, would you say hello, please?
Hello, please.
Wow, we got
Did that, didn't you, Mike?
yeah. And so correct me if I'm wrong, but are you one of the only, or are you the only original X-Men animated series that came back for X-Men 97 to reprise your role?
No, myself, Beast, George Buza, is back. Lenore Zan as Rogue. And Allison Seeley-Smith as Aurora or Storm. And the other characters that are in X-Men 97, but they're not doing their same role, is Allison Court. I forget who she's playing. I keep calling her Jean, but this is embarrassing.
Hey, my memory
used to be right here. Oh God, Catherine Disher was Jean in the original series, our original series for 5 years, and now she's playing, and I don't know the character's name, but it's a prominent role. And who else? Oh yeah, Gambit. Our original Gambit is playing not Gambit. He's playing Cable.
Interesting. So they mixed it up a bit there.
Which is, and when I first saw him after he did his first Cable episode, he said, "I don't know how you do this Wolverine thing." Because Gambit was like, he didn't have to have any gravel in his voice. It was like, "Come on, chef," like whatever whatever Gumbo talks like. and he said, "How do you ever do it?" He said, "I don't understand," because he said after an episode he can't talk, and the Cable's not that gruff, but he's still lower than he had. He's trying to put some gravel in it, and it's killing his voice. And that's a good Gambit will do that.
Right. So do people often say this to you, that when they read Wolverine in a comic that they read it in the voice that you created?
Everyone that comes up said, I have to tell you, Mr. Dodd, that when I read the comics, it's your voice I hear.
Yeah.
To which my response is, then you owe me a lot of money, bub. Let me know whenever you're reading a comic book. Just send me money. Yeah.
I think someone who also owes you a lot of money is whoever created that silly meme, and I see you have the picture of him staring at the picture of Jean, which you so graciously is one of like the top lines that you ever said to me in the series. Is that also feel that way for you?
Which?
Saying the word Gene.
Gene? Jean herself, like she just laughs whenever she said, what do you think of Wolverine? She just says, all I ever heard was, Gene! And from Cyclops, all she heard was, get down, Gene! Down, get down!
Yeah, wow, what a jerk. So a little birdie just gave me a hint that you also are into singing. Is this true?
Is what?
Into singing.
Oh, huge.
Yeah,
That's all I did before 92. 20 years of, after a year in Toronto, moved there in 72. I was the guy, like the singer, male singer, voiceover, not voiceover, singer, commercials, jingle singing, etc., all that stuff. At least tens of thousands of commercials for bras, beer, whatever, you name it, just all kinds of vocal singing. Like, yeah, huge. Singing was huge in our family. My little brother, Rory, I went to New York with this rock opera. I was Hamlet, based on Hamlet. And Rory, I got him to play like Horatio, Hamlet's best friend. And Rory stayed. We went to New York. We did it in Charlottetown for 2 years. Went to New York with it and met Rory, of all people. I decided not to do the show. I was doing a rock group, Three Dog Night, had just folded, Capital EMI. And we signed a deal with Capital EMI. For a year, we worked undercover to replace the three singers in Three Dog Night. Yeah, and our group was called Deja Vu. We ended up touring with Joe Cocker for like a month and a half, which was a trip in itself. And all that kind of stuff. And I had a TV show for 5 years from 78 to 83 called Circus. It was syndicated worldwide, and it was myself and a girl, Cherise Lawrence, and it was like Donnie and Marie Osmond show with stupendous circus acts. So, but it was, and we had 6 dancers, so there were a lot of production numbers and, again, singing for me to do and stuff, and her. And Rory, as I say, stayed with the show in New York. He never came back to Toronto. He just stayed there because he was the top background singer for Billy Joel, James Taylor, any big recording acts. Rory and his other buddy were the top backup singers. And Rory's in the studio night with Jim Steinman, who wrote the Bat Out of Hell album stuff with Meatloaf. And Rory was the singer with Meatloaf for their whole tour, world tour. And he did all the demos for Jim, whoever he was writing songs for, because Steinman was a genius, a writer and stuff. And then one night he says to Rory in the studio in New York, this is going back probably 85 or something. And he called Rory Ice because we're from Canada. So, Ice, can you do this? I'm just doing this record with Bonnie Tyler. Can you do me a favor and just put a background part on it? And Rory said, Jim, it's 10 to 2 in the morning. I got to go home, man. I'm tired. Jim said, it'll only take you 10 minutes. And she said, okay, what's it for? I'm doing this record with Bonnie Tyler, and I need a background on it. I said, okay, let's go. So they did it. It was like 15 minutes. And 10 months later, I went to visit my mom to watch the Grammys of that year, probably 86 or 87. And if you Google Bonnie, what did I say? Bonnie, not Bonnie Raitt, Bonnie Tyler. Bonnie Tyler, Total Eclipse of the Heart, Grammys. You'll see Rory because he's at the top of the stairs. And we're from Ireland, my family. And when Mama's dad died, Mom was like looking at watching Rory. She's just 50 steps up behind him, and we're from a small town in Lake Erie, 3,000 people. And she said in her Irish accent, "Jesus, Mary and Joseph, they're not going to make him walk down those stairs." But anyway, the song's like, "Turn around every now and then, turn around, bright eyes every now and then a fall." Total Eclipse of the Heart.
Oh, beautiful. Wow.
My little brother. So singing was huge.
Have you ever sung in the Wolverine voice?
No, and we've been asked to do that. Can you imagine doing a Wolverine record, Wolverine doing covers?
Yeah. Yes, that'd be fun.
That's why they asked me to audition for this, because I was just a singer. And when they asked me to audition for it, I said, what do I have to sing? And they said, no, it's a cartoon, it's an animated series. And they couldn't tell me because it was a secret, and it was like Project X. And that's what I did.
Project X. Well, we're getting a high sign. I see you got a line build up. But Kyle, thank you so much. I hear your voice in my head often, still to this day. And Thank you very much.
Checks in the mail.
Checks in the mail. Yes, I know. We'll be right back.
Actually, where can our audience learn more and connect with you online?
That's right. I was starstruck. Thank you, Uncle Dad.
Thank you.
Where can they find you online?
CalDodd.com. And then you'll have to ask that girl there because I have no idea. She handles all that stuff.
All right, we'll figure it out. All right. Thank you very much, guys.
Social media?
Would you? I also want to grab one of those before we bail. But would you be willing to give us just a bumper, your name, listen to Uncle Dad? Okay, thank you.